Let's make bouillon pois. I'm using some black beans, and I also added in some garlic cloves. For the meat, I'm using smoked turkey drums, and I didn't have any sour oranges, so I just used some sour orange juice, and I also rubbed some lime all over it. And then afterwards, I just mixed in my épices with some lime juice, added that on top, mix it really nicely, let it sit for about 2 hours or so, and then I added in some olive oil and then some piment with some cloves poked into it, some thyme, and then I covered that pour casser. Then I added in some tomato paste, and then I added in the water from the bowl that I mixed it in. Of course, mixed in that tomato paste so it's not just sitting there. For the beans, I added in some coconut milk while it was still cooking, and then once it was cooked, I saved a little bit on the side, and then I blended and strained as usual like you would for regular sauce pois. And then afterwards, I added that into the beans that I saved into my pot. I added some salt, a little bit of butter, and then I also cut up a plantain to add in there, and I also cut up a little bit of potatoes, not too much, and I added that into the beans that was boiling. And then afterwards, for the meat, I took out the pepper and the thyme once it was ready, and I added in the entire thing. Add the meat and the juice because you want that good taste in there. I also made some boy because you cannot have bouillon without any boy. Hello. And then I just let that sit on the side for a little bit. I also used some fresh spinach, and I just cut that into little pieces because for me, I don't like stringy spinach, but that's just my preference. And then afterwards, I just added that into the big pot, let it cook down for a little bit, and then I added in my boy. Now for the boy, be mindful that you don't put them on top of each other. You want to add them in different sections because you don't want it to get stuck. Let it cook down for a bit because you want it to be not too watery, not too thick. And that is pretty much it. Serve it up and enjoy.